Hello everybody, welcome to Coco's Crochet. I'm Litsa and today's our SuperCALafragalistic catch-up for September 2024 of all the cows that I've been involved in for the whole month. Now today is the 1st of October 2024. Oh my goodness, we're at that end of the year. It's just crazy. Before you know it, we'll be talking about Christmas. But for now, let's talk about September. Now, all of those of you that have been, coming along each and every month for the whole year, there are a few cows that I have been participating in and they have been bringing me so much joy. And I know that some of you are also participating in the same ones. So that's wonderful that we're all keeping each other company. So today I'll just let you know what I've been up to and show you the makes that I've made for them. And of course, I'll talk about our cow at the very end as well. So the very first one I'll talk to you about is the Movie Marquee Challenge, which is hosted by three of our lovely yarny friends, Bella at Bella's Crochet Gifts, Heather at the Crochet Witch, and Samantha at Amethyst Craftworks. Now, September was Samantha's month to choose a movie, and she chose Evil Dead Rise. Now, there's the inspiration photos there. And the reason why I'm showing you two is because I actually took inspiration from the skin from that zombie-like lady there. Let me show you up close. I'm not sure if you can tell, but she's tattooed or it's veins. I don't know what it is, but it's like tattoos, and there's like a greeny tinge to her and like grays. So I thought, how am I going to incorporate this in this blanket? And I did make a C2C blanket, and I'll show it to you in just a moment. And then I remembered that I had a whole heap of this yarn here. This is just one that I didn't use, but this is what it looked like. So it's a very funny looking yarn. It is like a circle and it's not very wide, and it is a very thin 8-ply. The reason why I'm showing you this is that I don't have any left of the colors that I used. So I did use 3 different colors of greens, and I'll show them to you, but 2 of them came in this yarn here. So I purchased this yarn last year on sale at Spotlight. Originally it was $7, but I did not pay that. I paid 50 cents for each ball, and I ended up using 2 lots of different greens because I thought they would go with the almost Halloween-y theme. Like, that movie to me is something that you would watch around Halloween. It is a scary movie, which I have not watched, but I know a lot of you love that genre. So I'm wondering how many of you have actually seen it, and if you think that I did it justice with my project here with the blanket that I made. Now, because this is a very thin yarn for an 8-ply or a DK weight, I also used some Semco yarn. Now here I have the ball band for that because I don't have any of that left either, which just happens to be 100% acrylic 8-ply or DK weight yarn as well, but it is very, very thin. And this one here, the Halloween yarn, was actually 100% acrylic as well. And because they were both so thin, I thought I would combine them to make a thicker yarn, and I did end up using a 7mm hook with them. And as I said, I did do a C2C blanket, and because of the way her skin was, like with the almost tattooing in there, I just let the balls run. So I held 2 strands together, the Semco and the Halloween yarn, and as the color ran out with a black one, in the Halloween yarn. So it had actually a center that was black, then the color, and then black on the outside as well. So as that color transitioned, I just allowed it to finish where it finished. I had no issue about color controlling. I just started to get a bit excited to see what pattern it would make of its own, which in my mind reflected the actual movie poster. So let me just show it to you here, and I will put it. Can you see that, guys? How it just changes any way that it wishes. And the colors that I used were, out of that Halloween yarn, was this color here. So it's like a limey green and that darker green there. And I absolutely love that. But I did run out at one point of the color that I needed. So 1, 2, 3. I actually had 4 balls, but I needed an extra ball. So what I did for that color there, and you can see it's slightly different, but it does blend in perfectly with the colors. I went and got some of this Marvel 8-ply yarn, and the color is acid, and I just thought it was perfect. So I did start 1 ball band here, one ball, which I probably just used a third of. and it is a 40 by 40 inch square corner to corner blanket. So the movie marquee is hosted, as I said, by those three lovely ladies, and each month they pick out a movie. So I neglected to say that at the very start. So, you know, Samantha's choice was something that I would probably never ever watch, but to be inspired by the poster was wonderful. So now next month, I believe, is Heather's month, which will be her last one for the year, because they have 4 choices throughout the year, because it's a 12-month cow. And I'm looking forward to seeing what she chooses, because as it's the 1st of October, that one is coming up next. So that was my very, very first cow. And I'm happy to say that I've actually kept up and have made 7 blankets this year, all going to be donated. Now, the next, I'm guessing it's more of a make-along, even though I'm crocheting for it. Our friend Erin over at Crafting Kitty, she has something called Creator Spotlight. Now, some of you might be participating in that as well, and that one is a lot of fun too, because each and every month she highlights a new designer or creator as such. Now you might have you know, their books, the one that she spotlights for the month. You might go to Etsy and buy a pattern, or just follow along on a YouTube tutorial, which is what I generally do, or even go to their blogs. Any which way you can find a pattern from them, and then we create something from there. Now the great thing is that I have actually been making or crocheting items for people that I had never watched before, or never followed, or never thought to go and you know, pick up one of their patterns. So it's actually exposing me to more creators, which is wonderful. So thank you, Erin, for putting this on each and every month. It has actually widened my scope of where I can actually look for patterns now. Now for the month of September, it was B, so just the letter B, Hooked Crochet. Now she has a lovely channel. On this channel, she actually features a little bit of knitting as well, but she also has bee hooked knitting, I believe, which I didn't look through at all. But if you're a knitter and a crochet, if you're by Stitch, well, there you are, 2 brand new channels, you know, if you haven't already visited them, to go and see, you know, her amazing makes. And she does have a wonderful collection of stitch tutorials and a lot of hints and a lot of different projects on there. And the project that I chose to use ties in perfectly with Ali Cat's Happy Mail. I'm so excited to bring this to you, and all of you that have been watching our podcast or watched the latest Happy Mail video, you know I was very blessed to receive some Happy Mail from our friend Ali Cat, and I've used it for this project. Now this video is called, which is only about a month old, on Bee Hooked Crochet's YouTube channel, Never Sew a Bag Liner Again. Use a canvas bag and granny squares. Now, how could that not excite you to have a look at that video? I was absolutely rapt to find it at the perfect time for this cow, and also with what I had at hand. So this is what it looks like, and I'll tell you what I used. Now, this is a removable cover, and all you need to use is a canvas little bag, and you can purchase these quite readily at like craft stores. I purchased some that I've had in the past from and I've seen them at Spotlight, but this one was gifted to me by Ali Cat. As I said, perfect timing. And the yarn that I used, look at that gorgeous yarn, guys, that yarn in the center there. And this one here is this beautiful, beautiful Crafter's Secret yarn. This one's called the Fairground. Absolutely love it. I only used a tiny bit of that one because I had to make 2, 4, 6, 8, 16 squares. And this purple, oh my goodness, I thought I would be playing yarn chicken, but I still had quite a small amount left, but nothing to worry about. And again, the Crafter's Secret. It's 100% cotton, absolutely beautiful to work with. And I was very careful not to waste any, like very little, when I had to, you know, tie off the ends and cut it off, because I wanted to make sure that I could cover this pouch. Now, I did have to spend a little bit of time working out what size squares I needed to use, and the designer talks you through all that in the beginning as well, because as you can imagine, you need to cover your canvas bag and leave a little bit of a gap so you can slide it on and off quite easily. And the first square that I made, I used the 5mm hook, which is recommended on the ball band, but it was just a little bit too small for this bag. I was either going to make too many and have too much of a gap, or not enough, and then have to work out how to crochet them all together so that it would fit. And then I ended up using my 6mm hook, which was absolutely perfect, because this bag here is about 8¼ inches wide and about 6 inches long that way. Now, Alley Cat also sent me some beautiful buttons. If you don't remember, and if you haven't seen that Happy Mail video, you really need to do so. You will be just as happy as I was to see everything that was in there. So this bag of buttons was in there, and these two gorgeous purple buttons were in there as well. So they were perfect for this project. But on the flip side, I actually ended up putting some of these fasteners or pop studs, not sure what are they called, they're snap fasteners. So in here you can see that I've sewn them on, and that way you can remove this if you need to. But I didn't stop there, guys. Even though the tutorial doesn't call for it, I thought I'd make a nice little charm to go on there as well. So I did use some of the beads in this bag of beads that was sent to me by Alley Cat. And I don't know if you remember, but I had purchased some of these in a recent acquisition video. I showed you all those. So that's my Creator Spotlight for September project, and I absolutely love it. I love how I can use this now with all my notions, and my have it in one of my crochet bags, and when I pop it out, I'll always remember Alley Cat sending this to me. I love the charm hanging on of it. I just love everything about it. And if and when it does get a little bit dirty, which I don't think it would happen very often, because I really do like to look after my things. This will be sitting in a project bag after all. I can pop it off and wash it and put it back on. So one more time, I'll show it to you nice and close. I actually like this edge. That's why I didn't straighten it up. I thought it added a little bit of character to the little pouch or bag, so I left it at that. So that was my Creator Spotlight project for September 2024, and it was very, very enjoyable, let me tell you. So I wonder who the creator will be for October. I cannot wait to find out. Now, I have had a very slow amigurumi month. I think for the last 2 weeks, I really haven't crocheted anything amigurumi. And unfortunately, that includes the 2 cows that I've been participating in. But in saying that, I have made one from each one, so I will talk to you about them, because they really do deserve to actually be highlighted as well for the month. So our friend Cassandra over at Craftably After, and most of you may already know this, but if you don't, let me tell you, she has got one of the best cows happening at the moment. It's been going now for a few months, and what she did is she had this book, Whimsical Stitches by Lauren Espy. And she thought, why don't I send 2 all around the world and call it the hashtag Amigurumi World Tour 2024 and see how many people participate. And let me tell you, we've all jumped on. So one book's gone to the US, and there are so many people involved there. It's at least halfway through the book, I'd say. And then another book went all the way around to the international side of the world. So it started off, I think, at Denmark and Portugal, like he went through Europe. Now I think it's in the UK, like he went to Germany as well. I think it's sitting in the UK at the moment, and eventually it'll come down to the Southern Hemisphere, New Zealand, and land in Australia. And lucky last, it's going to be my turn. So this book here, if you don't already own it, I'd be very surprised, because I think most of you do have this in your library. And if you do, go and explore some of the projects, even if you're not joining in the CAL. And also, if you want to see everybody that's joining in and you put that hashtag, not only will you see the YouTube creators that have joined in, but if you go to the blog, Cassandra's blog, you'll see a journal that she's created with everybody's makes. So many people are participating. It is amazing. Now, I'm about 3 projects behind, but I endeavor to catch up because they're all gorgeous. And I would like to actually be able to say that I have completed everything in this book. Reason being, most of us never do that, and that's been the chatter on the YouTube streets in relation to this CAL. It's going to be great to actually finish a whole book. So the only little pattern that I did this month, and let me see if I've tagged it because it would have been the last one. Yeah, here it is here. So I made the little mug from the book. The donut is still to come. Now, I've written here, I need to make, what else do I have to make? Oh my goodness, I think I have to make something like a duck, maybe. I can't remember, guys. I'm so sorry. I really should have looked at that better. But like I said, my mind has not been anywhere near amigurumi, but I did make the little cup. My favorite coffee is soy caramel latte, in case any of you are interested. So I made that. It was a little bit of a tricky one. You would think that a simple little project like this wouldn't take very long at all, but it seemed to take me longer than some of the more intricate ones with more pieces to sew on. But it's done, and it sits up there with the cakes and the sweets and the cookies. So I'm very happy that I finished that one. So once again, thank you so much, Cassandra, for putting this on. It has really challenged me. Amigurumi is not my strongest crochet, and I really do need to catch up on those projects because it will, you know, continue to challenge me and better my skills. Now, another amigurumi crochet along is hosted by our friend Sally over at Nanny Moon's Crochet, and this is another very cute one called Crochet Donut Buddies. Now, a lot of you also have this book, and I'm sure that you're participating. If not, and you do have the book, you know, just discover what's in there, you know. Go inside and have a look at your favorite donuts, and maybe you can send some of those along to Sally as well. Or if not, just keep them in your collection and enjoy them. A lot of little people love these. Now, these have challenged me as well because there are a lot of little pieces to add to all of them. You can see some there in the background, and that's the challenge for me. It's not the crochet, it's sewing on all the pieces. So I am getting better. Now with this one here, I am putting on goggly eyes, and you'll see them, you know, those eyes that move, and they are a lot of fun. I'm actually sticking them on, or I should say gluing them on, because I don't think I'll be giving them to very little people. It'll be children that are of an age like 5 and up that can count and play memory games and things like that. Now for both of the cows, I am using a 4mm hook, and they do ask you to use, well, both the pattern designers recommend you use a worsted weight or a 10-ply 100% acrylic yarn, and I'm using my spot saver yarn here in all the various colors. And out of the Crochet Donut Buddies book, I managed to make this little piggy. Look at those eyes. Are they wobbling for you? Now this one used 3 different pinks, and as you can see, the ears are the same size, but that is a super big bow, right guys? And she is very, very cute, I think, and I'm going to add her there up to my collection. And I am hoping to catch up on all the donuts that I've missed, because as I said, they really are very, very cute. And again, I'd like to have another book that I can say, hey, I made everything in this book, which is something we don't really say very often. Now, the last cow that I participate in, and have done so from the beginning of the year and have highly enjoyed it, is the Music Theory 101 cow. So basically each and every week, Neva from Manic Mama Musings shows us an album cover that she enjoys listening to, and we draw inspiration from those covers and create a square. I'm sad to say that that didn't happen this month, and my concern is this more so than anything else, that Neva's okay. So this is what the blanket has been looking like. So if anybody knows, please, you know, let me know, because some of you might have, you know, a different relationship to the one I have with Neva, which is basically YouTube friends. I'm hoping that she's okay, and if Neva, you're watching this, hello, I hope you're okay. Please let us know in the comments down below. I have been checking in on Neva's YouTube channel daily. I even did this morning before I came on, in case I could report that there's something there waiting. But hopefully, fingers and toes crossed, in October we'll have some, you know, titles, you know, music albums released to us, and I'll be able to bring you some squares. And good news that all Neva did was go on holiday or something like that, which would be pretty cool, right? Now, lucky last, I want to talk to you about our cow. Hashtag Crochet Through the Decades Cal 2024. Now, quite a few of you have been participating, and a lot of you have been awesome cheerleaders. So thank you so very, very much for that. Now, September has finished. So I'm going to wait a couple more days because I have received pretty much all the entries, I think, for September. But because of all the different time zones, I don't want to disadvantage anyone by, you know, missing them out. And then what I'm going to do is bring you a video where I show you everyone's makes, but I don't tell you who made what, and then you get to vote for the winner. And then I'll talk about more about, you know, what happens after that, obviously with the different jars and the prizes involved. But there are 2 digital magazines, subscriptions to crochet magazines, yearly ones, you know, at the end of this, which will be at the end of November. So now in October, you're going to start making your 1970s projects. So anything that inspired you in the 70s. So in August, we had the 1950s because I really stuffed this up last month. My own cow, can't even get that right. So I've written it down. So August was the 1950s. If you haven't already seen the videos, there is a playlist on them. Go and watch them. There are some amazing makes. I love the inspiration people get and how they interpret it in the makes. I absolutely love that, and you will not be let down or disappointed for the 1960s either. Believe me, let me tell you, you need to tune into that video, even if you just sit and watch and cheer everyone on. But if you vote, even better. September was the 60s. October will be the 1970s. Now, the 1960s was my year, my decade. The 1970s is the, you know, my childhood years. Absolutely love that. I cannot wait to see everyone's makes for the 70s. And the 1980s, guys, November, that was, I think, my best years, my teenage years. And I absolutely love everything about that decade and cannot wait. So, get started with your 1970s projects and start sending them in. I cannot wait to receive them, and look out for that video, as we said. So that's pretty much it, guys. That's the wrap up for September 2024 SuperCALafragalistic. How much fun have I had? Obviously, you can tell that I've enjoyed the month of September. I do have a little bit of catching up to do, but that's okay. The time will come for that as well. It's all about enjoying the process. But this is my favorite, I must say, for September, because it's Alley Cat. I've captured Alley Cat in a project. Absolutely love this, and this is an absolute treasure for me. So thank you so very, very much once again for hanging out with me. I really do appreciate it. Let me know in the comments what you're working on, what cows you're involved in, because I know all of you are so super busy with everything that is going on, and I absolutely love that we're going through this journey together. I can't believe we're in October, guys. Oh my goodness, soon we're going to be talking about Christmas. So until I see you all very, very soon, take care, everyone. Bye bye for now.